South Carolina must start the season strong in 2025. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy, SEC Football Tube here, back with another video for you guys today. I hope everyone's having an amazing day, and more importantly, an amazing Friday. It's always great when Friday rolls around. The weekends are coming up, and pretty soon, it's going to be time for Gamecock football. 16 Lenora Sellers days until the Gamecocks take the field in Atlanta against the Virginia Tech Turkeys. We're going to have a lot of fun this season talking about the Gamecocks, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. So please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help other Gamecock fans find this channel if you guys enjoy and like what I do. But without further ado, we're going to get into the point of this video here, and that is that the South Carolina Gamecocks must start strong. They must start the season better in 2025. Now, this has been a major talking point in the offseason and the preseason, and for good reason. Because historically under Shane Beamer, South Carolina just has not started the season very strong. They're always known to end the season strong in November. They're always known to do that with top 10 upsets, the field storming and everything. But early on in the season, it seems to be a bit of a struggle for South Carolina here, and that is a trend that really needs to stop. That is a trend that just cannot continue, especially if South Carolina wants to get to a point where they are contending year in and year out for the college football playoff. That's something you got to stop. Because let's look at the years real quick. 2021 against EIU. Now, that was a domination. Do we even count that one? You won that game 46-0. That was a good start, despite some of the offensive line struggles. 2022 against Georgia State. If it wasn't for the two special teams touchdowns, that's probably a touchdown game. And in 2023, of course, against North Carolina, that disaster of an opening in Charlotte that set the tone for a disaster of a year. Offensive line played absolutely atrocious, gave up 9 sacks, just completely inept offensively. Every time he had an opportunity in the fourth quarter, you just didn't take it. And in 2024 against Old Dominion, a game that I went to. If it wasn't for how you started that game and the turnovers in that game, you probably would have lost to Old Dominion last year. Now, this is something I've heard about earlier this week, and I checked the numbers myself just to make sure it was true. And it's true. South Carolina is 10-8 in August through September under Shane Beamer. So, it's been a struggle to get things going early on in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm going to be honest. That's a trend that needs to end this year. Especially because I'm a realist. And I'm going to be real with you guys because that's part of what I do here. South Carolina, if you are going to get to a point where you are year in and year out contending for the college football playoff, you're going to have to start strong in the early part of your schedule as well. You're going to have to start playing some of your best football in the early part of the schedule as well. Not just late in the year. You got to start putting it together early, too. Especially this year because, guys, let's look at the schedule real quick. South Carolina has a massive opportunity in the first 5 games. You start the season on Sunday, August 31st against Virginia Tech in Atlanta. You have SC State at home. You have Vanderbilt at home, Missouri on the road, and Kentucky at home. Guys, I believe you should beat all 5 of those teams. I believe you are better than all 5 of those teams. None of them are cupcakes or guaranteed wins, but on paper, you're better than all 5 of them. Honestly, I really believe that. Missouri could be kind of close, but you have an opportunity here. These are winnable and manageable games. And I really want to see South Carolina start strong here, especially in the opener. Because the opener has been the struggle for South Carolina for years, too. And you got Virginia Tech in Atlanta. Virginia Tech is also a team that struggles with season openers. And not only that, but Virginia Tech, guys, listen, I have a lot of love and respect for Virginia Tech personally, but I have to be very, very real here. Virginia Tech is in a tough spot. Brent Pry is on the hot seat. They bring in 2 new coordinators. They lost a lot of talent last year. They do bring in some talent, but I do have question marks about the talent. Will they make immediate impacts? I'm not sure. Will the coordinators make immediate impacts? Again, those are questions. South Carolina on paper should beat Virginia Tech, in my opinion, by double digits. And, again, this isn't me thinking that Virginia Tech's a cupcake or anything like that, but you are more talented than them. They have a lot of question marks, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknowns, and I do think, honest to God, South Carolina needs to come out here and start strong against this team. Because if you continue the trend of not showing up and playing good in week 1 games, if your offense can't move, if you can't score, if you can't get first downs, boy, it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to be very uncomfortable. If you let them hang around in the fourth quarter long enough to where they have a chance to win the game, it's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good look, especially because as of right now, even if you think South Carolina is ranked too high, you're a top 15 SEC team. You just are. So people, if you lose to a Virginia Tech team, especially one with a lot of question marks and the stuff they have going on, the media, if they see a top 15 SEC team loss to this Virginia Tech, it's not going to be a good look. Not going to be a good look. Even if you struggle to Virginia Tech, it's not going to be a good look for you. South Carolina needs to come out here, and they need to start strong and build confidence in week 1. And, the same could be said for the other games, too. If South Carolina comes out unprepared, if South Carolina continues to struggle, if South Carolina just continues not playing their good football in the first month, Missouri can get you. Missouri could very well get you, especially that game being on the road. And I think Missouri is going to have a good defense this year. I got questions for their offense, but defensively, I expect Missouri to be good. Vanderbilt, I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. However, Diego Pavia, dude can play out of his mind at times. Eli Stowers, the tight end, is back. He could be a problem. And Vandy's defense could be stingy yet again. And if your offense can't do anything, that one won't be a gimme. And Kentucky, look, I don't think Kentucky's going to be very good this year. I think Mark Stoops and Kentucky have their back against the wall right now. Nobody thinks they're going to be very good. If they have another bad season, Mark Stoops could be gone. But as bad as I think Kentucky's going to be this year, that's a team that only lost to Georgia by 1 point last year and beat Ole Miss. So they're not really a cupcake or a team to sleep on. However, I do think you should beat them. And again, these 5 games, they're crucial. They're crucial. It's crucial that you start the season well against Virginia Tech. It's crucial that you beat Vanderbilt. It's crucial that you start the first month of the season strong, because October is brutal. On the road at LSU, Oklahoma at home, Alabama at home. I mean, that is a brutal October, per usual. So I think if you start well here, you build enough confidence going into October, I think you can set yourself up very well to have a potential to do some very nice things this year. I do think that this 5-game stretch is very important because, let's be honest, it's the easiest part of your schedule. After that, October is absolutely brutal. And November, it's not the easiest this year. You got to go to Ole Miss. You got to go to Texas A&M. And then you got Clemson coming to Williams-Brice Stadium. So I think it's very, very important that South Carolina starts the season strong if they want to meet their goals this year, because this year, the first part of your schedule is the easiest. It's the easiest. You have to take advantage. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and let me know. But even if you disagree with me on some things, just keep it civil. Don't act like a child, please. And share this channel around too. I'm trying to rebuild this channel back up to what it once was. My old channel got hacked and deleted, so I'm really trying to build this back up. And I would appreciate if you guys shared with Gamecock fans if you like what I do. Thank you again for watching. Your boy, SEC Football Tube. Checking out. Go Cox.